nominated or appointed, you have a constituency to respond to, and expect that you're going to actually obtain things, do things, serve them, and they judge you. So over to Ludwika, who will tell us about her time as President of the Student Council.
Good morning. So, do you like the flag? Probably only a few of you know that I'm not the first person in my family to be Student Council President at ISM. Indeed, just a couple of moons ago, my mum was on a stage just like this one, standing in front of her ISM classmates and teachers, delivering her Student Council speech. So, whilst countless dictators throughout history failed to perpetuate their lineage, Mum has clearly succeeded. And who knows, there may be another Pignatelli in 4 years to come. When I started writing this speech, I realized that it would be incomplete if it didn't include a brief review of the events that led up to the Student Council presidential elections. When school started in September 2011, the battle for presidency had already begun. At the time, my only rival was Alex Penno. During our form periods, instead of completing quizzes and questionnaires to try and identify our ideal job or career, we would actively discuss, to put it very simply, who had more connections with the other grades and therefore who would be able to obtain more votes. Nevertheless, neither of us was going to wait for the other to make the first move. While Alex was organizing the first ever ISM High School Pajama Day, I was launching a secret group on Facebook. I started asking people if they were interested in joining my team to help me revamp our student council. I wanted to do this by creating committees and giving many people different jobs so that they felt important. Trust me, it works. A few weeks ago, as I was flicking through my student council revamp scrapbook, I found the list of jobs I had given people. Just to name a few, I had 2 vice presidents, Elena and Clara, a chief manager, Emily, who would apparently be in charge of motivating employees, and in the press office, Mark Andreas, who had to act swiftly and invisibly, hence the false job description, to make sure the enemy didn't find out about the team. Once we came very close to being discovered, but fortunately, my undercover reporter was able to convince Alex that the group was no big deal. However, it was growing every day with both ideas and membership. Not only did I have a chief assistant, but also a chief advisor. I also secured a, now listen to this, chairman of designers specialized in transporting furniture between various floors. If you would like to know what that means, please ask Sean, as he is both the holder and creative mastermind of this highly important position. While I was busy scheming, Alex's Pajama Day was a huge success, and it became clear that in order to win the election, something more had to be done. The Halloween party organized by Chichi and Lulu was coming up, so what better opportunity to buy some votes? I said buy, because I decided to dress up as a Nutella jar and distributed mini Nutella jars, you know those mini Nutella jars? Each one labeled Vote for Pina during the party. It was certainly unexpected, and as a result, when it came to voting, several probably didn't vote for me because they shared my ideals, but because they were hoping I'd dress up as a Nutella jar every day. Meanwhile, my committees were already at work, with the 2 Elenas and Ida designing a logo, and Chichi redecorating the art lounge to, as I have written in my book, make it livable. This is a very delicate matter to which I will return later. Everyone had many ideas, such as Red, who proposed a welcome party at the start of each year, and Clara, who organized Breast Cancer Awareness Day. Then came the famous anti-bullying week, where our grade insisted that running around playing stuck in the mud would solve bullying problems. The day before the elections, Mr. McCarthy, a bit worried about the lack of posters around the school, jokingly said to me, "Where are all the t-shirts and banners?" To which I coolly responded, "Don't worry, we'll have them tomorrow." Yes, every member of the team wore a t-shirt just like this one, with their name written on the back. On the day, we had posters, flyers, slogans, a bake sale, a biased article in The Word, a cake sale, and had even managed to convince Shumbi to set up a Panzerotti committee and Lenny to make panini. As you can see, food was a recurring theme of my strategy. But despite this, the competition didn't retreat, and not only did I have to respond as best as I could to Alex's funny and rebellious speeches, I also had to deal with Stefano's cunning plan. But now let's move on to my actual presidency, and first of all, I'd like to thank Alex and Stefano for being actively involved all the way, despite losing the elections. To continue my predecessor's work, I took over the Facebook group Laura had created for communication purposes for all high school students. I started organizing meetings every Monday at break. You'll probably be thinking, I bet they didn't last long. Well, I'm glad to prove you wrong. Indeed, not only did I hold meetings every week, but they were also always fully attended. Why? Well, obviously, because I had very interesting and new ideas. No. Because every Sunday, while finishing my history essay, I would bake a cake, which I would bring to every meeting. Despite this, they were generally successful, and if you're wondering, yes, I'm talking about the meetings, not the essays. At every meeting, students kept, at times under the enlightening influence of cake, coming up with new ideas. Thanks to Ida and the always last-minute baking crew, we had a bake sale at least once a month, raising money for the Student Council Fund. We bought 3 bean bags to put in the art lounge, and these will now hopefully be put in the library in Balanzate. I'll come back in September to check that they haven't finished in the staff room. When the Australian football team came to play against ISM, we advertised the event and, as their hosts, brought them all together for dinner. Everyone was always eager to help out. Ludo and Ale volunteered to sell Gary Turk raffle tickets. Even though we only ended up selling just about 5 tickets, it was the effort and dedication shown that counted. February was a busy month. Valentine's Day was coming up, and we were all up for the impossible. While my party committee, composed by Ceci, Lulu, Uli, and Matthias, was organizing the Valentine's party, Ida was selling cakes and treats at our Valentine's bake sale. Michaela was collaborating with the Word to create the Valentine's letterbox, and I was rushing through Milan's busy traffic in my outfit with about 200 roses ready to be delivered. And now, one of our greatest achievements, ladies and gentlemen, please let me introduce to you the ISM mascot! Among the students, the dragon was chosen, and Anna drew it. Then Michaela designed the outfit, and together with her mom, created this very costume. Since then, despite once going missing, it has appeared at several school events, such as Gary Turk and Mist, and will hopefully do so for many years to come. However, we also faced some upsets, and at times we just couldn't mold our ideas into reality. Michaela tried to organize a grade 12 trip in June, which Matthias had eagerly proposed after the amazing grade 11 trip to Puglia. But unfortunately, there wasn't enough time, and we resolved to look forward to Challenge Weekend in September. Elena wanted to continue the cheerleading team, which Laura, the previous president, had set up. But despite the number of presentations she gave, we didn't have enough applicants. And now I return to the issue over the art lounge. Success or failure? I'll start by saying that as far as good intentions went, we all went well. Nevertheless, it turned out to be quite a big project and not on our priority list. I'm sorry, Philip and Sean, we let you down. But we did paint it and we did make it livable. Anyway, the school year came to an end, but we were all ready to start again in September, not only academically. We took possession of the board just outside Miss Cohen's office and made it become the Student Council notice board with a Find Us on Facebook sign and other news. Miss Dixon proposed we organize something for World Peace Day. In order to make it fun, we decided to give 3 cupcakes decorated with peace signs. The reactions were varied. A grade 10 student told us we should do it every week, whilst Miss Solaru kept insisting that she wanted to make a donation. It was the first and last time we did anything of the sort. You may be wondering what happened to the money collected at our bake sales. Well, they all went to the Student Council Fund, and what was left was used for prom on Tuesday. So yes, thank you very much to those who contributed. You will receive thank you cards over the next couple of days. Unfortunately, when December came, my presidency was on the verge of finishing. I decorated the Student Council notice board for the elections and kept holding meetings till the very end. However, the time to pass on the crown inevitably came, but it was comforting to know that I would be missed. Indeed, not only did several grade 13s vote for me, but once the 3 grade 13 candidates, 12 candidates had finished their presentations, you all started chanting my name. So I got up and pretended I was a candidate. Like I said then, grade 13, thank you very much for your support, without which it would have been very difficult to accomplish such a list of achievements. Now that should have been the last time someone ever called me president, but fortunately it wasn't. And just to show that I just couldn't let go, I have continued acting as if I were ever since. Together with my team, we went undercover again and organized the Rose Livery for Valentine's Day, kept being in charge of the mascot, just recently organized prom, and created an ISM Student Council flag to be carried by every Student Council president from now on at graduation. I insisted on inscribing on the flag the name of every past president, but putting this into practice was a difficult part. I contacted alumni, looked through magazines, copies of the Word, and graduation programs. Fortunately, everyone was very cooperative, and I managed to have the complete list of Student Council presidents from 1982. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to conclude by saying, do not despair. This will not be the last time you will see me on stage delivering a speech. Indeed, the next time you will see me do such thing is when, well, I'll leave that to your imagination.